All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you for an ML Sports Take, and it's all brought to you by our great friends. It's Stanley Law, Empower Federal Credit Union, and Heights of Liverpool. If you're in and around Central New York, get to Heights of Liverpool, the best Hoffman hot dog you will ever eat off the grill. Pair it with your sides, potato salad, mac salad, your mac and cheese. They have chicken tenders, Philly steaks, and more. And be sure to stop by next door for an ice cream as well at Sweet Treats, Heights of Liverpool, a proud sponsor of the ML Sports Platter. So the New York Yankees are moving on to the American League Division Series. They won 2 games in Cleveland in the best-of-3 AL Wild Card Series with all these teams in the playoffs. And just some takeaways from Game 2 and kind of just collectively in Cleveland. Number one was that the Yankees, I thought, showed some unbelievable resolve. I mean, they got down early 4-0. Masahiro Tanaka had nothing. And then you had the rain delay, of course, and they slowly but surely creeped their way back in, starting with none other than Giancarlo Stanton, a guy who I've been all over because he just has had so many horrific at-bats, swings at absolutely nothing in the strike zone, usually in the postseason, has struggled. But give him credit, he's had some unbelievable at-bats in Cleveland, homered when they were up 11-2 late in Game 1, and then, kept the good bats going in Game 2. He homers to kind of get him going. And then the big strike was Gio Urshela with a grand slam. Later on, he had that ridiculous double play slide save at third base. And the Yankees, they were down again 9-8 in the ninth inning. They worked their way back. Gary Sanchez, who had just a ridiculously great game as well. He got benched in Game 1, so Kyle Higashioka could catch for Garrett Cole. Hits that little pop bloop to right field that ends up going out. And then, of course, Sanchez in the ninth inning hits a ball to center field to tie the game to get a sac fly in. And then Mr. Reliable, DJ LeMahieu. My goodness, this guy... unbelievable, the 32-year-old with a slap hit with 2 outs up the middle, and the Yankees take a 10-9 lead, and then Aroldis Chapman, who basically makes me shit my pants every time I watch the guy play and pitch, he closes it out. The Yankees in this game showed amazing resolve, comeback resolve. I think the 1-2 punch of Stanton and Sanchez. Listen, we know these guys are really talented, but the problem is they just go away for so long, months at a time, where Sanchez calls awful games. He has terrible at-bats. He's hitting under 200. Giancarlo Stanton is always injured. Hardly the MVP form that he was in Miami, playing in front of nobody. But we know still that there's got to be something in both of them to perform. And they showed us exactly that. In Game 2. I thought Tanaka, really showed a lot as well. I mean, he came down, way down in the beginning of the game and then just kind of hung in there after the rain delay. I couldn't believe that they went out there and played, frankly, in the beginning. Basically, they overestimated the first storm, and they underestimated the second storm, plus the midges were off the lake and all that. It was a shit show in Cleveland, and why wouldn't it be? It's 2020 for sure. But... look, the Yankees between the resolve, Gary Sanchez and Stanton coming through, and the Yankees just kind of looking like they want it more. Don't they look a little bit like they want it more? The effort is there, the faces are changing, and the like. There's just a little bit more oomph to this team right now in the dugout, certainly when they're celebrating home runs and runs collectively. And I think, when you look ahead to the Rays series, that could be a big-time factor for New York going forward. And by the way, I will have a Yankees-Rays preview in due time as well, maybe even as early as today. They have 4 days off now, the Yankees. They won't start playing Tampa until Monday. That's a best-of-5 series in the ALDS where they'll be able to reset the pitching staff. It'll be a challenge for New York, no question. You'll have Garrett Cole on the mound as you reset things, a possible Game 1 and Game 5 start for Cole. He's never pitched on 3 days rest. That could be the scenario in Game 5 for Aaron Boone. In addition to that, the Rays roll out, of course, Blake Snell and Charlie Morton and Tyler Glasnow, 3 aces, and a team that was the best in the American League, won the AL East, and Kevin Cash, one of the best managers in the game. But again, the Rays and Yankees absolutely hate each other. And my final thought, with this Cleveland Yankees situation is, listen, I'm a diehard Yankee fan. I mean, who could tell, right? But I've always had a soft spot. I mean, if you listen to me for long enough, I've seen more games for some reason with the Yankees and the Indians than any other team. I love going out to the old Jacobs Field, Progressive Field now, whatever the hell they call it. Went to the All-Star game there last year, saw the Home Run Derby. I've been to the postseason game. I was at the Midges game with Job in 2007. My dad and I have gone out there so many times. I just love Cleveland. I love the ballpark. I love the Cleveland sports fans. It reminds me a lot of Buffalo. I love the whole downtown area. I love what what they've done to it recently. I do have a soft spot for the Indians, man, and I have a soft spot for Indian fans. I know I make the 1948 jokes and all the rest, but I have a deep appreciation for their history. Larry Doby, Bob Feller, and the like. Those 90s teams were some of the best baseball teams in history to not win a World Series. And I feel for you Indian fans, man. There's something going on there. Something is just totally bad. Something's totally, you guys are just snake bitten. I mean, look at 2016. You're up 3-1 in that best of 7. You lose to the Cubs, and I know it was probably a best of both worlds situation for baseball because one or the other would win to break some kind of a drought. But goodness gracious, the Indian fans out there, I feel you, man. And you know what? If it wasn't for LeBron James and winning with the Cavaliers when he came back after Miami, could you imagine the Cleveland sports scene right now? The Browns are a wreck still. The Cavaliers are back to a disaster, and the Indians haven't won a World Series, in 73 years, in 1948. And again, if it wasn't for LeBron back beating the Warriors, speaking of down 3-1, I mean, where would Cleveland sports be right now? The mental state of Cleveland sports has got to be absolutely down the shitter this morning. And trust me, I feel your pain as a Buffalo sports fan, but I just want to say that, man, I am feeling for you Indian fans. But either way, the Yankees move on. They'll play the Rays, and if you can get, we already had kind of, LeMahieu and Voit, and Judge at some point is going to perform in the postseason. But, man, if you add Sanchez to that and you add Giancarlo Stanton to that, that's 5 major players there in the lineup. And then everybody kind of fills in. And Gio Urshela, there's the guy who hit the grand slam, the biggest hit of all, arguably last night in Game 2 against Cleveland. There's a 6th guy. Maybe it's just getting final to the point where the Yankees, this is the Yankee lineup that we all dreamt of before the season started. There are 0 holes, perhaps. I mean, even Brett Gardner is taking pitchers to 3-2 counts, and he's grinding away. And then you've got everybody else kind of filling in here and there. Aaron Hicks really doesn't do anything for me. He's either boom or bust. But this is the Yankee lineup right here with health. Again, remember, Giancarlo Stanton missed 7 games. Judge missed 6. I believe LeMahieu missed 3 against Tampa during the regular season. The Yankees are healthy across the board. Really, the only injury that they have is a Tommy Kahnle bullpen injury from earlier this year. Brian Cashman probably should have gone out and gotten another bullpen arm. They certainly miss him with Adam Ottavino not being in that trust circle of Aaron Boone. And, of course, Zach Britton and Chad Green. Who the hell knows which reliever you are going to get? The Yankees advance 2 wins in Cleveland. They'll play the Rays starting on Monday in San Diego. It'll be Garrett Cole on the mound against Blake Snell in Game 1. I'm Mike Lindsley. Thanks for watching 9 Minutes with me. I guess it was an ML Sports Take, but for some reason it's turning into 9 Minutes with Mike Lindsley. You can pick one. Pick whatever you want. It's all part of the ML Sports platter across the major platforms. If you get podcasts on your smartphone device, make sure you download, subscribe, and leave feedback. And a 5-star review, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Deezer, Google Podcasts, and anywhere else you get your pods. You can hit me on Twitter, @Mike L Sports. And the one thing I'm really working on right now, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com, search Mike Lindsley, hit that nice red subscribe button. Trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers here in due time. Covering it all between Syracuse football and Buffalo Bills, New York Yankees, a bunch on the Stanley Cup playoffs, Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm going to do a podcast on them as well coming up here. Super happy for that club to win the whole thing, watching all those guys come through Syracuse. So make sure you hit me again all over the platforms, @Mike L Sports, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, you name it. And you can also visit pinstripepassion.com for all of my articles on the 2020 MLB playoffs. This video is brought to you by Rosie's Corner, the Vince Aguirre Consulting Group, Barks and Rec Doggy Daycare, and Camillus Golf Club. Man, what a golf course. There's still some time to play golf here in Central New York, but you got to get out there, man. 18 challenging championship holes. The layout is spectacular. The fall colors are in full bloom, and the greens are in incredible shape. Stop by after the round and grab something to eat and drink as well. Camillus Golf Club, the official golf course of the ML Sports Platter. The ML Sports Take goes into 9 Minutes with Mike Lindsley. What are you going to do? Talking baseball, time flies. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.